I think everybody will like this law when it comes into effect in October. It's going to be a very popular one in the state of Connecticut over in the US. And I wanted to speak about this because lane hoggers, slow drivers in fast lanes, they are the absolute bane of people's existence when you are trying to get around the country. I think that is something that everybody will agree with. And like I said, the state of Connecticut, they are going to be punishing these slow drivers in the fast lanes very soon. October 1st, this law is coming in. What is this new law and why is it going to be a good idea? I got everything you need to know here on the channel as always, guys. So let's have a look. So new legislation in the state of Connecticut over in the United States has given the Connecticut police the right to ticket drivers if they are staying in the left lane of an interstate highway without passing another vehicle. Again, the fast lane is the passing lane. You should only go in there if you are overtaking a vehicle that is in the middle lane, if it's a 3-lane highway, or on the other side of the road if it's just a 2-lane one. And if they are guilty of so-called left lane camping, they will be issued with a $142 ticket for their trouble. And that is per offence as well. So that can rack up quite easily if you're a repeat offender. Connecticut Senator Christine Cohen described the new law as helping to prevent drivers from impeding the flow of traffic and clarifying expectations of the left lane. Cohen said that the current law, quote, says we shall drive in the right-hand lane but doesn't say anything specifically about left lane camping. So effectively it was frowned upon, but it wasn't actually a legal offence to be able to do it. However, on October the 1st, that is going to change. The only exception before, of course, being if it was a 2-lane road. That was an offence. However, if it's 3, 4 or more, it was a bit more of a grey area. However, that has now been clarified. Now, there are exceptions for this. You can go relatively slowly in one of these left lanes under certain circumstances from October 1st. The main one being, of course, if you are turning left off of the road, you need to slow down for that, obviously. So that's fair enough at that point. Also, if there is an obstruction in one of the other lanes, you need to enter the left lane to avoid it, then you should also do that. That's fine. And of course, if you are passing another car that's going even more slowly than what you are, then you're fine. And again, this is just very much going along with the narrative that the US is really tightening its driving laws. We're seeing super speeder laws coming into states like Florida. We're also seeing seatbelt laws being tightened, for lack of a better term, in states like Virginia. And this left lane hogging law, this left lane camping law, I think will be a very popular one. In fact, other states over in the Northeast, such as Massachusetts and New York, also have similar laws already in place. In fact, Arizona wants to bring in laws for this, having a fine of up to $500. However, the Senate reduced it to $200. $500 would be a bit steep, but hey, you break the law, you're going to face the consequences for it. And it's a simple message to the people of Connecticut. Keep right, pass left. That's very much what you need to do when it comes to nations that drive on the right-hand side of the road. And like I said, this is going to be very popular. I mean, lane hoggers, people that go too slowly in the fast lane, that is a real hindrance. It's not only dangerous because, of course, you're going unnecessarily slowly. If you're going underneath the speed limit in a passing lane, that is just downright dangerous in my opinion. Driving very slowly along these kinds of routes, in my opinion, is almost as dangerous as going over the speed limit. Obviously, depends how much over we're talking here and how much under we're talking as well. But I hope you understand my point on that one. Plus, as well, it should help traffic congestion. You know, I do think a big reason for big traffic jams, particularly here in the UK, is when our lorries, our trucks, our big haulage vehicles go into the middle lane. They can't go into the fast lane legally, but when they go into the middle lane, I do think that does hold up a lot of traffic. There's other reasons as well, and people driving other types of vehicles do go very slowly in the middle lane and also the overtaking lane as well, the fast lane, which for us, of course, is the right-hand side of the road rather than the left because we drive on the opposite side. So yeah, I think this is a very positive move. I think that more states should do a similar thing if they've not already done it. We already know about a few that do this, so I can expect this to be a lot more popular and a lot more widespread in the coming years, because what's the downside to it? You know, if you're going too slowly in these lanes, I think you should really be deterred by doing that, and having a ticket offence for doing that, I think that's a good way to do it. But yeah, your thoughts in the comments below, guys. I want to hear what you have to say about this as always. Like, share, comment, subscribe as always. Guys, have a fantastic day here in the world today, and I'll see you very soon.